There's a prayer that I often return to which says, "Come, Holy Spirit, comfort the hearts of the afflicted and afflict the hearts of the comfortable." This is a provocative and telling prayer because I think what it does is it seeks to not only comfort us, which is the role of the Holy Spirit, as Jesus said in John 15, but it's also the role of the Holy Spirit in John 16, which is to speak truth. In recent days, Mercy Street family, I want to say to you that I have been a pastor in our community. Since the murder of George Floyd, I have pastored, I've shown up to one on one conversations. I've been trying my best to listen to webinars and to read books and to become aware of some of my own assumptions and biases. But I don't feel like I've been a leader. And in recent days, I want to say to you that out of my own place of pausing, of wanting to have some of these necessary and difficult conversations around racial relations, that I was wanting to do them in person. And then my waiting has now turned into silence. So I want you to hear from me as your pastor and as your leader that we will be a community at church that will continue to be a safe harbor. And in the coming weeks and months, that we will lean in and have the difficult and hard conversations. The umbrella term that I am using is racial equity. This is a term that those in my sphere of influence, persons of color, have said that it's an umbrella term that begins to address not only the injustice, but also how we can work to build better bridges. This drawing, let's see if I can show it to you about the difference between equality and equity. Equity is making sure or is working for systems and relationships in which everyone has the opportunity to move forward. Everyone has the opportunity to be the image of God, that their voices are heard. But a system of equity recognizes that there's been injustice for many years. So, as your pastor, I'm calling our Mercy Street family to two things initially. Number one, to engage in a few prayer conversations that we will have together. Prayer is the beginning, but is not the end. But look for, and they'll be attached to this email, some very specific conversations that we can have together and to begin to pray together for the Spirit to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. And then the second thing is that a group of 7 of us from Mercy Street community, a diversity of our community, will be participating in a cohort of churches to talk about racial equity. That we will together as a subculture of our Mercy Street family engage in these conversations and then bring them back to the Mercy Street community. I love you, and I recognize that many of you in our Mercy Street family, you feel like you have been laboring and suffering in silence, and I want you to know that we stand with you, that Black Lives Matter. I want you to know as a community that we are not looking to jump on an agenda or a bandwagon, but we care deeply about God's movement of justice and equity in our beloved city of Houston and beyond. So, family, I commit to you. I want to be a better leader. And I need you to be a leader in our community right now, to lend your voice, to listen, and to trust that once again the Holy Spirit will comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. I love you. I love you so much. It's a privilege to serve as your pastor.